So welcome to my channel. This is Nomadic J. I am about to share my thoughts on Zanzibar. But before I do, just so you know that I am still in Zanzibar and basically in my Airbnb, which is pretty much in the busy area of Stone Town, which is kind of like the major city in the area. So you may actually hear a lot of background noise, maybe. You may hear some construction work. You may hear children in the background. You may hear boater drivers, or pretty much motorcycle taxi drivers racing through the streets, racing through the alleys of this area. So, and you may get all of that. And they may be blowing their horn. So you may get all of that. But hopefully you'll be able to get most of my thoughts. So let's just go ahead and get started before I really get interrupted by a lot of things. Let's talk about the first one, the weather. Now listen here. I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to come here because technically from March to May is supposed to be rainy season. In fact, long rainy season. So when you see that online, you assume that it's going to be raining or cloudy every day and it's going to rain for long periods of time. That didn't happen. So it hasn't happened. I've been here almost 2 weeks. I got a few more days to go, and it probably rained only maybe, 3 times, and each time it was no more than 30 minutes at the max, no more than once a day. I don't know if that's just not normal or not. In fact, I even talked to the guy who, the taxi driver from the airport. He said when it does rain, it just rains for a period of time and it stops. But it's never really rained more than 30, 40 minutes. So even during the time when it's supposed to be long rains, it doesn't rain long, not at least here in Zanzibar. That may be a different story if you're on the mainland, where Dar es Salaam and nothing like that, and places like that. But on Zanzibar area, it doesn't rain that often. So if you planning on coming here, come. Just come because the prices are lower. It's considered low season. Why not take advantage of it? And you still get the same sun and weather. It's hot. So it's hot. And I think it's the same temperature year round because it's obviously not that far from the equator. So definitely come and do not, interrupt your plan because of the rainy season. All right, the next one is language. Swahili is the official language here in Zanzibar or in Tanzania, period, or Eastern Africa. But a lot of people speak English. I was really surprised. Now, don't get me wrong, not everybody speaks English, but a lot of people do speak English here. And so getting your point across is not a problem. So just understand that English is definitely widely spoken, especially if you stay in the areas, where there's, a lot of tourists in the hang, which is, near the ferry, Fordani Park, and anywhere along that area and along the waterfront. English is spoken widely, by most of the people who are here. So, but just understand that Swahili is the official language, and not everybody may speak English. The next thing is street food. Now, every city I've been to, there's always, especially around the tourist area, there's always places to buy street food, to be able to get a sample of what's going on in the area. Here it seems to be a little bit different. You don't really find street food, especially during the daytime. Look, a lot of time I'm not hungry for anything at a restaurant. I just want something really quick, whatever the local quick street food. Now, you may find a few cafes that may sell, bakery items, so you may find a couple items in there, but for the most part, just finding street food on the streets with a cart or with a mobile truck or anything, you just don't find them. No kiosks or anything, just especially in the main tourist area. Now, at nighttime, they do have street food, but it's pretty much at night. It starts around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it's pretty much only in Fordani Park. And it's street food, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not really cheap, once you start add things together, you know what I mean? Now, it's the best place if you want to sample something, if you can keep it to a sample, then it's really relatively cheap. But if you go in there because you're hungry and want to eat multiple things, you have to buy multiple items to eat something. It can really add up. So just understand that the street food, there's no street food in the daytime. You only really find it at night, and when you do find it at night, it's going to be kind of expensive, especially when you buy multiple items. So just understand that. One of the things I like about here, it's like any island. If you ever visit any island, whether it's Puerto Rico, those are from the U.S., whether it's Puerto Rico or anywhere in the Caribbean, you get that lazy feeling along the beach type feel here. It's an island, and it feels like one. The water, you want to relax and just chill. So that's another thought of mine. It's just the lazy feeling of just hanging out, not doing too much. Just want to just hang around the waterfront. I spend many times, like every morning or every day, spend a little time near the waterfront. And the cool thing about it, their waterfront does, have like trees nearby, so you can kind of like enjoy the beauty of the water and be in the shade, because it's definitely hot here. It's definitely hot when it's not cloudy. When it's cloudy, it's good to go, but when there's no cloud, it's hot. So just understand that. The other thing, my other thoughts on the streets or the alleys. Now they have like main roads, but most of the way to get around Stone Town is through the alleys, and they are everywhere. I've never been in a place with so many alleys, and it's so easy to get lost. Google is useless to a certain extent. You can't really, well, at least in my experience, you can't really get any, play-by-play direction from Google when you're in the middle of the alleys. Look on my map and something is supposed to be 5 minutes away. It easily take me, sometimes 10, 15 minutes to get to it. And one day I spent like 30 minutes looking for a certain spot, and I didn't even find it. You can really, really get lost in the alleys here, and the Google just useless. You almost have to feel your way back, to know that you. And the only way I realized to go back to where I came from is that, something that turned from 8 minutes to 7 minutes to 5 minutes. You figure, okay, I'm getting closer to where I need to be. So the Google Map works well of getting you close to where you need to go, but just understand it's not great when trying to give you play-by-play direction to where you go, especially if you end up taking the alleys, or walking and taking the alleys. So the next thing is about, the next thought I have is about cats. They're everywhere. They have lots of cats everywhere. And then on the flip side, the other thought is no dogs. Now, I did run across an article where they talked about, stray dogs, and I'm thinking, okay, what part of the island are they talking about? Because I haven't seen one dog on a leash or not in Stone Town. Now, maybe they don't hang in this area. I don't know what's going on, but I have not seen one stray dog in this area, or any dog, even on a leash, in the Stone Town area, especially if you're near Fort Downey Park. But I've seen plenty of cats everywhere. There are cats everywhere. I spoke to this one guy while I was having lunch one day, and what he does, he rescues cats. And I asked him, I said, why do I see a lot of cats and no dogs? Now, obviously, please drop a comment below, to help me out here. But his English was strong, but I did understand that they pretty much kind of worship here, whereas dogs are not. So, simple statement is, cats are good, dogs are bad, at least according to him. So do me a favor, drop a comment below, to kind of help understand that. And he said it's dealing with, when the Arab came here many, many years ago. So something about the cat is part of the, I don't know if he said religion, but something about the cat is definitely part of the culture. They seem to be worshiping them, whereas dogs are not considered something that you want. I don't know. Do me a favor, drop a comment below. I don't want to kind of dig too deep into that, especially for my animal lovers who may be watching this channel. All right, the the thought is everybody wears sandals. You know what I mean? I mean, it's funny. Even though I look like a lot of the people here, the way most people probably realize that I'm not from here, because I'm probably the only one with with sneakers on. You know, a lot of people wear sandals. I mean, sandal is definitely the official footwear. A lot of times I can walk around and almost count the number of people wearing sneakers or anything other than sandals. So just understand, people, it seems like everybody wears sandals everywhere. I saw someone running really fast through the alley with sandals on. I mean, really fast. I mean, I've seen quite a few people run with no shoes on, but definitely with sandals on. The next thing, no fruits and vegetables. Listen here. Now, to find a lot of fruit and vegetables, you almost have to go to the center market to find that. I mean, I don't really find a lot of places. You know, when you get an island like this, I expect to find fruit stands, everywhere. You really don't see it. I mean, you find a lot of the vendors in the alley may sell some fruit like bananas, mangoes, but for full-fledged fruit, you may find a couple selling apples, but you won't, and maybe some that's selling grapes, but you don't really find them often. You can't even have your regular places you go during the daytime to go get those type of fruits and vegetables. So they're not everywhere. You almost have to go to the market to find fruits and vegetables, which is pretty much in the center of town, which is really not that far from here, but just understand that's where you have to go. Another thought is just how beautiful this area is. It's so clean, through the alleys. I mean, haven't seen a dirty or nasty alley anywhere. It's so clean. To be honest with you, it looks like a backdrop of a movie set. I mean, it's just, with the people, most of the people wear some type of, the local custom, clothing. And so it's almost like you watching a movie in some cases, just the people walking through the nice, clean alleys. And I mean, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Now, granted, keep in mind, some of the building could use a little, and I said that in a couple of my videos, could use a nice power wash or even paint. But by and large, it needs updating. Even though from what I heard, it's been updated, probably in the last 10 years. But it still needs another paint job or power wash. I mean, but it's still, you can tell it's clean though. It's really clean. The other thing is, and I only say this because where I'm staying at. I stay in an Airbnb/hotel, and I have to admit, you have to think about the safety sometimes because fire safety. I'm one of those type people that always kind of like, if I go into a movie theater, I like to look, to see where I'm at, to make sure if something happened, I know how to get out. And the same thing for this Airbnb. I mean, I'm deep down in kind of like in a dungeon, and it's gonna be. I mean, I even looked out the window and thought, I'm on the 3rd floor. Could I make it? Could I jump if something happens? Because I'm telling you, there's no quick exit to get out of this place here at all. So it's one of them type places you just hope and pray nothing happens. Anyway, let me move on to the last one, and that's the people. The people of Zanzibar are known for their friendliness, and they are. They are generally helpful and welcoming towards visitors. Now, I there's many times where people see that I'm lost. I had this guy to kind of walk me to a place to eat or to a grocery store. Now, I don't know if he wanted a tip. I just tipped him anyway. I mean, I don't know if he expected a tip. Now, he didn't turn it down. I don't know many places where people turn down money, but he didn't really ask for one. He was really genuinely helpful in helping me find a place, find where I needed to go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed those thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Zanzibar is a beautiful place. Unfortunately, I didn't go anywhere else than Stone Town. Stone Town was enough for me. Obviously, if I was here longer, I probably would have maybe explored the other parts of the island, but Stone Town was good enough for me. I just wanted to go somewhere to relax and enjoy the beach, the water, and just relax, not spend most of my time traveling all over the island. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.